Okay, I'm doing the Ace of Wands. I have a lozenge in my throat because I've been fighting a cold in my throat. I keep wanting to cough. So I'd rather suck on this than be coughing during the video. This is the Ace of Wands, so we're going to start with that. The way I see it in a reading is the new start to something. It can mean like, well, always think of it that way. The ace is the beginning, and the aces are true beginnings, but they're also very special. They don't come up a lot in readings, so when they do, really pay attention to them, and depending on where they're coming up, especially in the present or in the future. If they're in the past, that means something just happened, something just began, whatever, and it gives you a clue into what the reading's going to be about. With a wand, it's usually about, you know, work, usually about work, or a project or something that, you know, you're doing that takes time, and energy. But this is also very fast. So when I see this come up in a reading, I'm also reminded to tell the querent, like, especially if it's in the present or in the future, this is going to be something that kind of, if you don't grab it, it's going to kind of go right by. Like if you don't grab that new beginning and start it, it's not going to be there anymore. It's like one of those opportunities that come in and go. Like, and it's not, you know, I don't want people to be afraid. Like, don't just take any opportunity just because you think it's going to be that one that was the Ace of Wands. But at the same time, don't pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Pay attention to any offers that come in. Pay attention to any ideas that you have. You know, really pay attention to those things, because that could be that Ace of Wands, you know, coming in. I'm also reminded that this is definitely passion. So if this comes up in a love reading, and I would see it as a start of a very passionate, probably very sexual relationship, physical, not necessarily sexual, but definitely physical. That's the way I see it when it comes up. It's a good, you know, it's a good passionate card. So if you want a passionate relationship, it's a really good card to have. It's not necessarily bad. You know, I mean, there's all different kinds of love, right? So, so I feel like it's a good start to anything. It's one of my favorite cards because of that. It can mean anything, but what it does mean is energy and, you know, motivation, that kind of energy to it. I love the Ace of Wands. And in action, it's if it comes up in an action, it's like don't wait. Do whatever it is you're going to do now. Make a decision, just go do it. Take that energy of this action and really go gusto, you know, really take that energy in. And then we have the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands, you know, I see it one way. I want to tell you, please understand that my meanings I have put together over a period of time of doing readings, of watching other people do readings being done for me, explanations in books, different cards. So I have always put together what makes the most sense to me. And then that's what I'm sharing with you now. I'm trying to be as right or white as I can, but even with that, I still have my versions, and everybody else will. So if anyone says, hey, my version's right, I want to know who the true version is, because if you go through, I don't know, I have seen so many people say, oh, you know, this is what this means. It's all different. And I think it's how I think once you start reading more and once you see how it affects you or how the card affects your readings, still going to cough, then you'll be able to put more into it. But the Two of Wands is about, I feel like it's about moving forward. I feel like it's a reminder to keep moving, to not stop. He's looking at the world. He's kind of, now what? To me, it's like if you don't keep going and keep moving, you're going to lose that momentum of that ace. That ace came before this too. So keep moving. Keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. Keep going after what that is. And then you'll reap the benefits of the Three of Wands, which is coming up. An action-based reading, I would call this, you know, again, keep moving. That's what it is. And if it comes up like in a reading, it means that you are moving. Like you're moving forward. You're moving. However, it's it's kind of like in between. You're in between. You're trying to move forward, but you're looking at what your options are, because that's what he's doing. He's got the world in his hands, but he's looking at it. And he's looking at what's out there. I got all this, what's out there, instead of just moving forward. So, you know, it's just a reminder of that. Like, it's kind of not a stalemate, but it's kind of a, I feel like it's almost like which way should I go type card. Should I go left? Should I go right? Should I go forward? It's not like the decision you make in the Two of Swords. It is, he's looking at what he has, where the Two of Swords, he doesn't see what he has, or she, whatever. He does. And he's having a hard time following through. So that's the Two of Wands. The Three of Wands is, this is called, a lot of people call it the ships, your ship's coming in card. You know, you're going to start reaping the benefits of whatever that ace was. It takes time. You know, you're moving forward. You get to the two. What are you doing now? You got to keep going. But to me, this is also a card of patience. Your ships are coming in, right? Your project's happening. Things are coming towards you. The finish line is right there, but it's not quite there yet. And you're not really doing anything. To me, that speaks of patience. You're waiting for those ships to come in. You're waiting for you to reap the benefits. You're still maybe pulling some strings, but it's not there yet. So if it comes up in action, I tell the Aquarian, this is something that says you're on the right track. You're doing what you're supposed to do. Keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. Things will start happening soon. Stay patient, but keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop. Sorry, I really want to record. Don't get colds. So here you go. Here's the Four of Wands. Now, as we're moving through the suit, now we're reaping the benefits of that three now. We are going to celebrate. We are going to enjoy life. This can be all kinds of things. It can be the wedding card. It can be a relationship. It can be, but I think it's a celebration more than anything. And it could be a celebration just of life, celebration of the rewards that you just got from that three, that hard work that you put in with the two, that kind of thing. It's definitely relationship. I mean, definitely celebration, not relationship. It's definitely celebration. You've got the garland, you've got the four posts, you've got people in the background excited. There's people over here on the left side of this card, and then they're, you know, they've got their hands raised, excited about things. So, yeah. This really stinks that I have to, like, my throat just has this huge tickle. So anyway, that's the Four of Wands. Now we get to the Five of Wands. Oh, when it comes up as a action, this is a little bit different. You know, I'm reminded to tell the Aquarian to celebrate things, to be reminded to celebrate the small victories, to celebrate the big victories, to celebrate themselves, whatever the reading's about. If they're like working on something, working on losing weight, or if they're working on even finding a relationship or working on loving themselves. It's celebrate the small victories, celebrate all of the little things that you have done along the way, and then what you are doing. So, a reminder of that. So then we have the Five of Wands. Take a drink. This is the craziest little cold I've ever had. I'm feeling a lot better. It's just that huge tickle. Okay, so Five of Wands is about conflict. I like one of the meanings that I heard about from someone. They're practicing, like they're competing, but they're practicing because they're not using swords. They're not using anything too dangerous. Clubs or wands are still dangerous, but it's not like to the death. And I've heard lots of things. This is definitely, think of the word conflict. Conflict, competition. So when it comes up in a reading, it's usually something like that. Now this could be competition at work or conflict at work. when it comes up as a reminder or an action, it's a reminder to stay away from the conflict, to stay away from the competition. Usually that's what it means. Or there's something coming up that's going to cause competition or conflict. It's not necessarily a bad card. All fives are tough to some degree or another, but this one is more about having your eyes wide open. Are you going to get in that fight? Are you going to play that game? Are you going to go there? Or are you going to step back and watch the other people fight? Or two, sometimes too it can be about different strengths, like people getting together but having different strengths as well. So take it as it resonates, but yeah, that's the five. The Six of Wands is celebration, but it is recognition of somebody, usually the querent, but the querent could also be recognizing somebody else. So he's on the horse, people are around him, everybody's raising their wands, he's got a wreath, and he's being recognized. So if it comes up in a work, it could be that someone's going to be publicly recognized. They're going to get a kudos, either an email that's copied to everybody, or winning a reward. It doesn't necessarily mean raise, but it could mean promotion because you're being recognized. But it's usually that. It's usually the pat on the back. It's usually, hey, you've done a really good job, and people are noticing it, and people are saying that they've noticed it. And that's what I see a lot with this. In relationships or other type of readings, it's again like someone could be recognizing, the work that you've put into a relationship. Let's say you're asking about your love, and you know what, for me, let's just say, oh, he's recognizing, what you've done now, or you're recognizing, maybe this isn't the right relationship for you, but recognition is the key. When I get it as an action, it's a reminder to tell the querent that the action is to a few things. It could be recognize the people around them, that they need to recognize someone, pat someone on the back, give someone kudos. It could mean that it could mean that they need to, that's usually what it is. Or recognize a situation, or recognize themselves and pat themselves on the back, because sometimes we're not going to get that public recognition and we need to do it ourselves. So that's another reminder as well. So there you have it. That is the Six of Wands. One of my favorite cards, actually. Actually, so is the Seven. The Seven of Wands is about protecting yourself. He is on higher ground. Everyone's below him. He's got his wand in front of him. He's protecting what's his. And to me, that speaks a lot of protecting what you think, protecting your beliefs, protecting your home, protecting anything, but it's standing up for yourself. So, let's say at work something happens and you missed work or whatever, and someone accused you of playing hooky, you're going to stand up for yourself and make it right. That's how I kind of think of that. Or, it can be bigger than that. Like where you're really defending yourself, your beliefs, how you feel about things. You're defending your home. You're defending who you are. You're defending your kids. Those really deep, important things as well. This is also victorious. Usually when this card comes up, I'd say not only are you defending it, but you're most likely going to win. With the Five of Wands, you might not. That's a competition. Who knows what's going to happen? But this is more of a victorious type card. And if it comes up in a reading, or as an action, it's defend yourself. Stand up for yourself. Don't let anyone push you around, especially if there was a situation coming up where you might need to do that. And sometimes they don't even know. I actually, this card I remember because a querent I had, this was their action to defend themselves and stand up for what they believed in or for what was theirs. And they did. And it reaped them some financial benefits and it was for someone that normally would not stand up for themselves. So I felt really good that they did, and they took that advice. It was really awesome. So this card brings back really good memories. So the Eight of Wands, travel, speed, energy, whatever is happening around this card, it's so fast, it's ridiculous. Travel by air. That's when I think of travel, it's travel by air. It could definitely be moving. It's definitely movement, definitely travel. News coming in quickly. And if you don't watch for it, you might miss it. But whatever is happening, it's coming in quick. So this is something that's coming in usually to you. Message, opportunity, something. Or it could be, on the other hand, it could be you're moving, you're traveling. And if you're traveling, it's usually going to be by air. But yeah, very fast. If I get it as an action, I see the Eight of Wands as, yeah, move. Go. Do it already. And do it with gusto. So, yeah, the Eight of Wands is a lot of movement. But that's what you think about when you're reading it. It's something's coming in, message, thing, something. It's coming in fast, it's coming in hot. Again, fire, right? Hot. I've heard the Nine of Wands being called the Wounded Warrior card. It's a good card as far as, it doesn't look good because he looks kind of, he's not happy, but overall it's a good card. It's saying that you can make it, that you're almost there. Don't give up. It was burdensome, it's hard work. So when this comes up and I see it somewhere in a reading, whatever they are almost to the end of has really been trying. It's been real hard and they've had to work really hard for it. So when I'm doing the reading, I'm very careful on this one because it can mean that they've worked really hard. And it either means a lot to them or, you know, just when you've worked that hard for something, it does mean a lot. But it's also that reminder, don't stop because you're almost there. You're almost to the finish line and you've got this because this is a card of victory, I believe. So, remember, you know, I've got this, and I can do it. And that's how I look at it as an action too. Reminder, you've got this, you can do it. Don't give up, keep going. And this says you can do it. And then we have the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands to me is about, well, it is, it's not to me. It's burdens. It's heavy duty burdens. I've got this heavy duty wand here and package of wands, and I'm struggling. All different cards depict this differently on where they're carrying the burden. So this can mean, you know, but basically the burden, right? The query, something's been happening, but it's a reminder to let them know it's you know, whatever's happening, it is a burden around them. But it's also like in an action reminded to carry, you can carry the load differently. Maybe if you carry it differently, it won't be as much of a burden. Maybe you just need to set one down and come back and get it later. I mean, well, literally those kind of things, like think outside of the box. If you can't lift all of that, how are you going to get that home? What's the best way to do it? Do you need to put them on your back? Do you need to put one down, bring those, come back and get it? Can you even do that? Is that even an option? So, you know, when you start talking those things out, it helps the querent think about, oh, what am I going to do? Like, how would I do that? It kind of helps them think too. So, but the 10 is also, it is a victory. He's almost there. He's got his crop or whatever it is. He's got it all. It's the 10, but it's just been a long haul. As we go through the wands in general, they are hard work because they have so much energy behind them that they are not easygoing. They are not like these, wait, I'm going to wait for this to happen, hum, hum, hum. Everything in the wands is moving, is going, is fighting, is getting there. Everything. I mean, it's very energetic. So when you get to that 10, and the 9 and 10 both are a reminder how hard work it is to get through those wands. And so when you're reading the wands, remember that they do have a lot behind them as far as hard work. So there you have it. That's the 10 of Wands. Thanks.